Moofly, what's up?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
How you doing? What you sipping on?
It's a little tea, honey, lemon.
I should have grabbed a tea. I was thinking about it, but I was too late, and I wanted to show up on time, unlike you, who just decided to roll in whenever
Uh,
you wanted.
stop.
Okay.
I had to get things together. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, it's
How
all
you
right.
doing, man?
You look great. I'm doing great. How are you?
Uh, good, man. Just enjoying being home. Some time to myself. So it's been really helpful.
You got a roommate there right now, or are you all alone?
No, I'm at home with mom's, but mom had to leave for
Oh,
work on Sunday. So it's really just me.
okay. How's it been with
Yeah.
mom though? That's awesome. How was Mother's Day?
She was good, man. We had to celebrate it on Saturday. Because she had to leave for work on Sunday. But it was nice, man. We had, not too much family, but immediate family came down and celebrated with us. So it was nice.
Yeah, that's kind of how ours was too.
Yeah. How's
All
your
right.
how's your family?
We're doing really well. Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
doing well. My siblings hate not having school. The online classes they're struggling with. Little sister's a senior in high school, so she's struggling with that because she missed her whole senior lacrosse year.
Oh
She missed
man.
like prom and all the fun stuff seniors get.
Right. I
But
feel for him,
overall,
man. I feel so bad for him.
yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
struggled a bit. But overall, we're all doing really well.
Right. That's good, man. And how are you?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just trying to
That's good.
learn as much as I can, have a good time, take advantage of it how I can.
That's
Because I
good.
got another week before I can do any workouts. I
Yeah.
got, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going. Talk about your
What's
rugby
going on?
journey, Matai.
Man. Um, so I mean, as you know, a lot of people may not know. I've been a part of the team for 5 years, but I kind of grew up playing rugby. Since I was 6, 7 years old. Grew up families from Fiji. I grew up in Fiji. So thankfully I was exposed to the sport very very early on. Um, lived in Fiji for about 10 years. From 6 to about 16. So those prominent years of just growing up kind of help out a lot. But you know I came back to America. I had to finish off high school. Tried to find rugby around America, but it just wasn't as popular around the city that I grew up in, or at least here in California in Monterey. So I mean, I was just lucky enough to have good friends around me that led me to USA Rugby back in 2015. Yeah, and so from there, I just took off with it.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. We got Lau in here talking crap.
I know. I see. What's up, Dawgs? What's up, bro?
Yeah, I'll get you a signature, Lau. I got you.
Yeah, too much, man. Yeah, too much.
Lorenzo, how you
Uh,
doing, Lorenzo?
LT, LT, what's up, man? LT.
All right, we got any more questions from the chat? What do we got going on
Yeah.
from the chat? Get in there. So did you
And
always dream of playing on the U.S. team?
I mean, the dream was to always play rugby professionally.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like growing up in Fiji, like kids daydream about it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you were blessed enough to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you experienced, the community and what it means to the
it's
people. So
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
yeah, right. And so just like I said, just being around it, like that kind of just was instilled in me as well. And so like I never let go of that dream, even when I came back to America.
Were you close to letting it go? Because it had to have felt like, because you were older when you joined the team, right? Like how old were you?
Yeah, I was 24 at the time, and so it was kind of in the situation that I was in at that time of my life, it was kind of do or die because I was working a 9 to 5, 3 years prior. I was making decent money for a kid my age, you know, and so at a crossroads, at a turning point in my life, I really had to make the decision whether I pursue it full time or do I just let it go and I just have to continue on with life as it is. And like I said, man, I just had good friends and good people around me that just kept pushing me and egging me on to just, to go for it, and I dropped everything, even against, everything, family, not family necessarily, but, some, it wasn't always an easy option, from my mom to let me go to go play rugby, even in the community. So I disappointed her very early on, um,
That's good. It's
but
always good.
yeah, but I had to do it for me, man. I had
Yeah,
to
you
do
got
it
to
for
make
me.
your own path.
Yeah. So
All right, we got some questions now. What's this little button? Oh, there's a bunch in here. Favorite country to play against?
Fiji, man. Fiji, my own people, dog. Um, I know, I know a lot of you guys, Pink, you guys don't understand, but there definitely is a lot of shit talking that goes on sometimes. So, being able to understand the language and playing against guys like that, especially being regarded as, for Fiji as arguably one of the best teams, if not the best team on the circuit, man, it's so fun playing against them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Danny wants to hear the story of you lying about going to the library.
the library.
Going to the library so you could go train because your mom didn't want you to play.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sounds bad, but I kind of had a lot of lies when I wanted to go train. But I mean, every time they'd have training sessions for the local community, I would just tell my mom I was either going over to my friend's house to go study or something, or like Danny said, the library. But just it was really just to go play, go train. You know what I mean? Because for me, growing up, how I grew up, you never wanted to disappoint your parents. I mean, none of us want to. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, man, the love for rugby was so deep. Like I couldn't stop, man. I just kept
Yeah, Fiji's
coming
the
up.
best. That was one of the best countries I've ever been to for sure.
Yeah.
Why didn't she want you to play?
She didn't think there was a career in it. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah,
for rugby in America. You know what I mean? Which is she has a point, but I mean, I felt like the talent that I had, I could make something of it. You know what I mean? And all I was trying to do was make her see. You know what I mean? Or just give me the opportunity just to go make something of it for myself. You know what I mean? And so she was all about go to school 4 years, and get a good paying job, which is fine. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And a lot of people are successful at it, but at the same time, like I had a passion, and I wasn't gonna just throw it away.
yeah. And there's different ways to live. You don't have to take that path. That kind of gets into one of the other questions asked. What is motivation for U.S. rugby players? Because obviously we aren't getting paid very much. So what
Yeah.
do you think's your motivation every day?
I mean, mine really is just I tell myself this a lot of times when people ask me, is like it's just to set an example. You know what I mean? Like I it's kind of a common story, but I really came up from nothing, and I just come from humble beginnings. But I just wanted to play something that was rooted in me very very young. You know what I mean? And I see the potential of this game in America. You know what I mean? Like USA leads the world in sports. And so, and why can't rugby be one of those sports? You know what I mean? We don't have to make millions of dollars or anything like that, but I'm sure there's some kid running around, with a rugby ball who has the same dreams to be, you know what I mean? Like a Ben
Exactly.
Pinkelman and Madison Hughes. You know
And
what I'm
it's all
saying?
about
Like,
that dream. It's all about that dream.
yeah,
Because the question
yeah,
you should ask yourself is, what do you want to do if money didn't matter, right? That's what we always get
exactly.
asked, what we should do
Right.
if we're coming up. And that's really, I think, what we should think about. And like, that's what I've gotten my motivation to is
Yeah,
growing up. And even now, if I wasn't getting paid to do anything, I'd want to go compete and play sports just because I love to
exactly.
compete and play sports. And then you can
Absolutely.
just channel it through different things. Like you can find different things about yourself. You can find self-discipline. You can find
Hmm.
connection with your teammates. Those are the things
Yeah.
everyone talks about as memories, is
Right.
your teammates and that connection, finding passion, finding anger, all the emotions that come with it, and all the,
Yeah.
yeah, and then discipline, just finding your own strategies and
Right.
your own ways to deal with things. And I think rugby is a great avenue for that, whether you're playing
Yeah.
professionally or not. So just because
Yeah.
we have the luxury of not having to work another job, I think it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to find motivation in everything else you want out of your life.
I agree, man. And to me, nothing beats experience, bro. And rugby has given me so many different experiences that it you can't put a price on it.
Yeah,
And so I'm
100%.
I'm
We get
forever
to travel
grateful
the
for it.
world, see different
Man,
perspectives,
beautiful.
see
Yep.
how different people live, see that,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe what we were taught growing up from our moms, that getting a good education and finding a good job, maybe that's not the best way to live. Maybe there's other ways to live your life and find
Yeah.
different things about yourself.
Well, it's just all about there's different avenues. So, you just gotta find what works for you.
Yeah. Malon asked, why are you standing? I think it's a fair question.
I've been sitting down all morning, man, doing homework, so I needed to get up and stretch out my legs, man. Malon, man, stop hating.
What are you
I've been on
studying?
the
What are you studying?
graphic design. So I just started off my next 8 week block. We had a week off. So I'm really getting into like the essence of graphic design. So it's exciting.
LT, I'm saying you should follow your heart, man. Do what feels right.
LT, man.
What do you love about graphic design?
I mean, I've always when I was younger, I used to draw a lot. You know, growing up in Fiji, I used to. Uh, I wouldn't say I was an artist, but I just like drawing. You know what I mean, artistic stuff. So I kind of put it down when I came to America because I had this notion that when you come to America, you gotta have a get a real job or think of something to do, which is a lot more realistic, I guess you could say. And so, but over the past 2 years, I've done a lot of reevaluation of what I want to do with my life, and especially past rugby. And like I said, I've always loved artistic stuff, so I just decided to tap back into it.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
the people sending in questions about the bankruptcy, obviously there's been a lot of issues in USA Rugby over a lot of years, and clearly it's hit a breaking point, accelerated by Corona a bit, but might have been heading this way no matter what. But there is restructuring going on. It is going to get better. It's incredibly frustrating for us players because we want to see the game grow and exceed, and not see it happen on that side has been frustrating. But we're with all of you, just trying to get through this restructure, come out the other side better, try to have cohesion in what we do going forward. Everyone get on the same plan and try to get this thing going forward as a country. Another question for you, Matai. Who has the best fashion on the team?
Oh, why did I know this question was coming?
Fly.
Listen, man. To me, fashion isn't about like you hear something what people say like it's all about good taste, good taste. I don't think it's something of taste. Like everyone has their own personal taste, man. Like I'm sure I wear stuff that Ben, you wouldn't wear, and you would probably you say that like it's a bad thing, Ben.
It's just
Um,
not me. No, I hear what you're
yeah,
saying.
right. You know what I mean? So that's my point. Like you have your own personal taste and you express yourself however you want to. So I mean, I can't say it was the best fashion. I mean, I think everybody dresses the way they like to dress.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question that came in a little bit earlier is motivation versus discipline. What do you think?
Oh,
Do you think there's a difference? How would you define those? Just go into that.
motivation versus discipline, man.
And I know Buffalo Cash. I said that. I know. Yeah, we probably were filing for bankruptcy before, but it just accelerated it. Okay, go ahead.
Everybody keeps asking about it. But I think for me, discipline is something that, especially for me personally, was instilled very young. You know what I mean? Growing up in the culture I grew up in the Fijian culture, and so that carried on, and it still carries on to this day. Just having that mindset of just staying, I guess, just staying true to who you are and never wavering from that. You know what I mean? And whatever you go through or whatever you're struggling with, keeping your eyes set on what you're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And motivation is just like added fuel to that. Like it just adds fuel to your discipline. As long as you stay disciplined, motivation can add to that. You know what I mean? To just continue to propel you through it.
Yeah, definitely adds to it, and because motivation dips, right? It's ebbs and
Yeah,
flows. It comes and goes.
right.
Like you don't
Exactly.
have. No one has 24/7 motivation. Conor McGregor
Right.
talks about it all the time.
Yeah,
It's not something you can obtain or keep with you all the time. Discipline though
exactly.
is something you can't have all the time. It's
Right,
something that it's
right,
fighting that instinct to do what maybe you want to do for what you really, for something that's deeper than that, for something that's a passion. That's being able to control your discipline, I think. And
yeah,
like discipline's probably more important than motivation because it comes and goes as motivation.
yeah, yeah,
But if it's hard to keep discipline if you don't have a real passion for it, if you don't have a real
exactly,
something
exactly.
holding you to it, because I think it's impossible, not impossible. It's very difficult to just have extreme discipline with no passion for what you're trying to hold on to. Because then those
Right,
instincts to do the thing that comes naturally will happen right away
exactly.
instead of pushing for what you want to do.
Right.
What was your most memorable game / tournament?
Oh, shoot.
Cooper, come here. Come here.
Memorable game. I mean, I think it was definitely. There's too many to choose from. I mean, but I think one that always stands out to me was just winning our first championship in London back in 2015, my
Yeah.
rookie year. You know what
I
I mean?
wasn't
I
on the
think that
team.
was.
Can you tell me more about it? Like, I know there's
Um,
like the obvious stuff, but can you tell me like the difference between say winning London and let's go with getting second in Singapore versus Canada and then getting first in Vegas? So like what did that team in London feel like compared to the team getting first in Vegas?
Well, I think, first of all, I don't think anybody expected us to be in the final in the first place. You know what I mean? But we had a good squad. For me, it was the fact that I started and played the whole game in that tournament, my rookie year. You know what I mean? Um, One of the vets at that time, unfortunately, had an incident in the semifinal, and he wasn't able to play in the final, and so Mike trusted me and gave me the start. You know what I mean? And that for me, like even before we even lined up in the tunnel, like that hit emotionally. I think I'm pretty sure I broke down in the locker room. You know what I mean? Because for one, it felt so surreal to be in the moment, to get to start in a final, my first year ever playing on the national team, and so um, we went out there and everything we clicked, man. Everything was on point. Everyone was working hard, and to come out with that victory was huge. It was just showing the trajectory of USA Rugby. You know what I mean? And it was a special moment.
Yeah, my biggest one is the first win in Vegas. That was incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but just with that trust thing you talked about, that's huge, right? Like
absolutely.
if you don't believe your coaches believe in you, it's very difficult to
Yeah,
perform. Very difficult. I remember when I was in Vegas my first year, and I thought I heard Mike and Brownie talking about something on the sideline, and I thought they were debating if they would put me in, and that was
hmm
just doubt, and it created doubt in my own head. And then you get on the field, and if you don't think they trust you, then it's hard to trust yourself. So I
yeah.
think as coaches or any coaches out there, you have to give your players belief, and it has to be genuine. That's so important. And you have
You
to
so
give
you
them a
also
chance.
you also got to trust yourself too. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like be confident in your own ability. You know what
Yeah,
I mean, to go out there and perform. I mean, I struggled with it in the past as well. But know know that you belong in that situation. You know what I mean, and that you have that confidence, not just from the coaches, but within your own self, to just go out there and just ball, man.
yeah. There's all sorts of motivators, right? Because I think a big
Yeah.
one for me is proving people wrong. So a lot of times I actually I invite doubt. Like doubt's a great thing. Like
Right.
Carlin says, don't doubt me. But that can be just as strong a motivator. Like that still comes from self
That's
belief. It
real.
all
Yeah.
comes from self belief.
Right. Right. Shout out to Seafly, man. Shout out to Seafly.
By Dawgs. What other squad on the series are you tightest with?
Say that again.
What squad on the series are you tightest with?
Uh, I like, man, me. I always, I've gotten along really well with the English boys, man. Um, uh, De Carpentier and Dan Norton, they're always good boys, man. Man, they always show love. We always get together and just chop it up. Also the South African boys as well. They're really good dudes. So
Yeah, I was going to say
yeah,
South Africa. Those games are always super competitive, and they're great guys. The England guys are
yeah.
great off the field. On the field, they can get under my skin.
Oh man, a bunch
I
of
hope Mitchell's
annoying.
watching. He's always grabbing people's feet.
I hope Mike's watching. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you get it from him. I do
Steven,
miss
what's
you,
up,
Stevie.
man?
How are you?
What's up, Steven? Thomasine.
You
What
guys
else
need
y'all
more
got? What else
questions?
y'all got?
You guys need more questions. All right, here's a question for you. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Ooh, if I could be any animal, what animal would I be? That's tough, man.
You want me to start? I'm gonna go with the gorilla.
Go ahead.
Gorilla. I think I have
Why?
a lot of
Why?
because it's kind of like a human, right? You would just have more strength, more speed, more you still have thumbs. You can still be able to do things. So if I still have that same consciousness in a gorilla's body, I'd be a freak. I might be able
You'd
to
be
hang
a
with Maka.
Maka is a human version of a gorilla.
Hey
That's
Steve, am I
ridiculously
allowed to
no.
say what your my blow thing is about, or am I not allowed to say?
Uh, um, I think yeah, this is gonna sound weird, but an animal that I really like are owls, man.
Okay.
I think I would want to be an owl, bruh.
Any kind of bird would be sick. Why owls? Why owls specifically?
I don't know. I think for one, they can be intimidating as hell. Like,
They're
have you
big.
ever
They're big.
have
We
you
have
ever
them in
come
our
across?
backyard. They've been in this tree before a bunch.
See,
And I was scared when Cooper was a puppy, he was going to get snagged. No, they're
You
cool.
just
Sorry.
they're huge. They're just chilling on a branch, big eyes staring at you like it's you either run or just die. No, I'm kidding.
So
But no, I think I'll be an owl.
Steve's little thing that he does is a fraternity handshake from the fraternity he's in. And
Hi, Lela.
what's the toughest game you've played in? Oh, I know my quick answer.
Ooh, toughest game.
The most physically tiring game for me was that game in Sydney versus Scotland when it was 120 degrees outside this year.
Oh, this past year? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The hottest game I've ever played in my life is actually miserable.
Wasn't that like the first pool game of our first pool game was against Scotland or something like that? Yeah.
About like noon, sun's out, it's 120 degrees.
Yeah.
I had to go run 60 meters, which I never do. That kills me every time. I'm not supposed to go more than 20.
But you fast though. You fast. Don't worry about it. You're fast. You're fast though. Don't worry.
Fast as I'm said. Speed is relative.
Mine would have to be last year in Dubai against Australia in the semifinal.
Oh, that game was tough. The first final we went to on that run.
Yeah.
Didn't it go to extra time?
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
You guys were dead on. I got subbed off, thankfully. I remember.
I was on there the whole time, dude.
That's what you do.
I remember when we got down, when we made that last break, when we got down and Carlin got that penalty. I was behind Falau and Falau grabbed the ball. I was like, Falau, please kick it out. But he tapped and went. I was like, oh my gosh. I was just like, but I love that man because it led to us winning. So, but yeah, that had to be the most tiring physical game I've played in.
Steve, tell me more about that game. I don't remember. Give me a detail. What do you think about law changing where you can't take the score? I think that's pretty irrelevant in terms of all the laws that need to be addressed. I think it's kind of dumb. You should still be able to score on the post, but there's a lot of other things that need to be looked at before that becomes a real issue. Any more questions? What do you think? You got any questions for me, Matai? Shoot.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, you sound like an owl. I see you. Making transitions.
I've been working on this, man. Tonight I might just find a tree and just go sit in there and just that sounds creepy as hell. Like, what's the big black man doing in the tree?
Okay, who's your favorite player on the circuit? Like, individual player.
Oh, wow. Individual player. Can I say... Man, I have a great respect for Justin, man. Gadul for South Africa. Man, the guy plays, he plays with so much energy and, and with respect though. Like he's such a respectable dude. Like the way he carries himself on and off the field. Like I got a lot of love for him, bro. Like, and he's such a great athlete.
Yeah, but is he the one who hit that clutch kick from the corner against Fiji?
No, that was Bronco.
That was Bronco.
That was Bronco. Yeah. Bronco. Me and Bronco be cracking up sometimes.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for all their playmakers because they have to compete so hard because they have like 5 or 6 of them that are so good.
Ridiculous, man.
It's just crazy competition all the time. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Werner just because he plays like a possessed man. Dude. And then he's an awesome guy.
He is, man. Always showing love too. I remember in Singapore when we played and was it a semifinal? Like I had the ball in the corner and he shut me down right before halftime, and I was so pissed off. But he runs up to me and just taps me on the head. He's like, "Don't worry about it, man." I was like, "Oh." I was pissed, man. But I had to, I couldn't do anything. Like, I could give him that one.
What's your go-to dance? Hit your go-to dance move real quick.
No.
The chat asked. You can't
the go-to, like, I'm not.
Hit it.
I'm not
Just
one.
hit it.
I'm not one of a
You got
dancer,
moves.
man.
Come on, you are. I've
You go,
seen it.
goddamn. I'm hitting with the. Whoa,
There you
that's
go.
all I got for you, man. That's
That'll
all I
work.
got for you. Well, now we need yours. Now
Oh
we
no, that
need
was for
yours.
you. I said Matai. Said Matai, what's your go-to dance move? Uh,
I'm a two-step guy. I'm a two-step guy.
who is your biggest inspiration in the rugby world?
Um, man, growing up, obviously we had a lot of Fijian players that we looked up to, um, and you know, there were celebrities, for us. But one player I idolized watching was Tana Umanga. I know he played center and captain, the All Blacks back in the day. But he's kind of the same way as Justin is. You know what I mean? Just plays with a lot of energy, plays with a lot of intensity as well. But also just humble dude. And I met him on my first 15s tour when we played the Maori in Chicago. And I just walked up to him casually and, I asked for a picture. We posed for a picture and then we just chopped it up for a little bit, and such a humble guy, so like
Yeah,
he's
most
definitely
rugby
someone
guys
that I
are.
look
That's
up to.
awesome. You got that experience.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude, man. Great
I
dude.
think I would say mine was probably Testy, just because when I was coming up, I didn't even know pro rugby was a thing. I definitely didn't watch any international rugby besides the Vegas Sevens that my high school team would go to every year. And Testy
Oh,
was the man. So that was probably who I guess, looked up to the most. And then I was lucky enough to actually, play with him and get a lot of good advice from him, watch
yeah,
him do his thing up close.
yeah, that's cool. Shout
How
out to
old were you
Testy,
when you
man.
first started playing rugby and why? We kind of went over that. It's a commonly asked question. If you want to know my story, you can go follow my Instagram. Matai talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
What are your favorite rugby workouts?
Man, who doesn't love a little bit of 5 meter up downs, huh, Pinky? Who doesn't love a bit of 5 meter up
The
down?
worst.
And some half moons with some tackle bag flips and then sprinting
Yeah.
for 60 meters. But
Anything getting you up off the ground and moving forward quickly, I think, is the best. Up off the
for
ground and
rugby,
station
for
strong, or
sure,
get up and moving forward quickly. Either of those.
for sure.
Matai, sing for us.
My, come on, man. I
You're
know
being shy. You have a
this
beautiful
was Will.
voice.
This was Will. Oh man,
People want to see. Give the people what they want.
I don't know what to sing right now, man. You're catching me off guard here,
Give
bro.
them a song, Will.
Oh, great. This is bad. This is bad. I got a question for you though.
Thanks for the love from South Africa. We love you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, what was the best piece of advice that you got?
Ever?
Yeah.
It's a really tough one. I've thought about that a lot. Um, I think I get a lot of my advice these days from books and just kind of reading. I'm going to say that just the whole kind of concept, I don't know if there's not one quote I can give, but just the concept of being present. Because like we talked about a little earlier, there's so much you're goal driven now. You're always looking ahead. You're worried about what's to come the next day. You're worried about mistakes you've made in the past. And really none of that matters because you have all the experience you need. Everything you've lived for has made you who you are. You don't need to worry about what's coming in the future. You don't need to worry about that presentation tomorrow, that game tomorrow, because everything you've done to that point has gotten you where you're going to be. Worrying is not going to be anything. There's just a lot behind it. A lot of being present. I think there's a lot to that. That's hard to get into.
Yeah.
Why do we have a hard
Yeah.
time beating Fiji? Because they're really good at rugby. I actually personally think we play them pretty well, better than a
I
lot of
think so
teams on the
too.
circuit. I think they're always going to have times to break you because they're phenomenal rugby players and they
Yeah.
play a different way than everyone else. We actually, I think, hold a pretty good shape against them. Every now and then they're able to break through tackles because they're monsters and they score, and it's tough to break them. But I think all our games last year, maybe not this last year, but the season before that and the season before that against them were within 10 points. It may not have been all of them, but it was a big percentage of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always really close games, and they have probably a little more experience than us to go through in those big moments. Because like Matai said, and when I was in Fiji, everyone there is playing touch. Every park you go to, every night, it's packed playing rugby. So they've just been in those situations more, so we're trying to play a little bit of catch up.
Not even it's not. You don't even need grass. Like kids would playing on the street.
Yeah, we
That's how
drove.
much they love the game.
It's crazy. We drove by a beach and there
Yeah,
was probably like 200 people out there doing a touch tournament.
yeah,
And it was two
for real.
games, so it was like
Yeah,
50 on 50 and 50 on 50.
that's usually how it goes. Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's usually how it goes.
Oh, more advice. You want to go to another thing of advice? Just be open to new perspectives and ways of thinking. I think a lot of people get so caught up
Mm,
in the way you were brought. Like there's so many unknown biases or
right.
projected ways of thinking that you think you're right, but really no one knows what's going on. Be open to new perspectives and all new ideas. You don't really understand someone else until you really believe what they're saying as truth, and then you can look at it from their eyes and then take yourself back. Favorite memory experience from Cape Town?
Ooh,
I got two.
favorite memory experience in Cape Town. Um, I mean, I don't think we've have we beaten. I don't think we've beaten South Africa. I mean, playing against South Africa in Cape Town is an unreal experience because the people the people love their rugby so much that the crowd just goes mad, and it's just an incredible atmosphere to play against them.
You
I
guys did
mean,
that this
so
season, right? Because I think I missed
no,
that.
yes, we
Yeah.
did, but we've played them before, I believe.
I don't remember if I have, but okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, playing against the home team in their home tournament is definitely one of my favorite moments because I just love being the underdog and with the crowd against you, the whole way. It's yeah, it's really it feels good.
There's really
It
nothing
feels
better
good
than being the underdog.
for real
My
though.
two would be on our off day, we went paragliding from Table Mountain. That was
Um,
incredible. To fly over the
yes,
city, that was
yes.
incredible to see. And then actually a game we watched, it was New Zealand versus South Africa in the pool stages. And if New
Mm,
Zealand would have lost, it would have been the first time ever that they didn't go through in their pool on the World Series. And
they didn't
they
make
came back and
oh yeah,
won. They came back and won and got through. But the South
oh
Africa
man,
versus New Zealand game in the packed Cape Town Stadium was unbelievable, and the fans were so
yeah,
loud.
yeah. That stadium is just unreal. That stadium is just unreal. I think Kayvon mentioned it as well as one of his favorite. It's definitely one of mine as well.
Yeah, that's the next question. What's your favorite field you played on?
Uh, I mean, field itself, man. The one in Hamilton is a great field. You know what I mean? As far as like the playing pitch. As far as the atmosphere goes, I mean, to me, nothing beats Hong Kong.
Yeah, you're spot
Like
on.
I love playing in Hong Kong. Just because it's been around for so long, and we grew up. I grew up watching it and always dreaming about playing in it. So it's incredible.
The fans are nuts. I would say though, I'll give a different answer. I'll go with Infinity Stadium in Glendale, Colorado, just because that's the field I grew up on playing. Been playing on there since I
Mm,
was a freshman in high school, all the way through to Rugby Town Sevens finals. To I got to watch an international match there. I didn't get in with the 15s team, but there's just a lot of special memories on that field. High school state championships, college games, yeah, men's club games, all of it.
how would it feel for you to play at Infinity Park as a national player?
I was I really wanted to. I was hurt. I hurt
Yeah,
my ankle in the week leading into the game
yeah.
this summer.
So you still got time. You still got time.
Yeah, hopefully it'll happen. It would be.
Yeah,
I think there'd be quite a bit of emotion that goes with it because I'd obviously have my family there. We still live 15 minutes down the road.
yeah,
Um, it would kind of be a full circle journey, right? Like a full circle,
yeah.
come back there and do it. I think that'd be a pretty emotional moment for me. What
Love,
do you guys think we need to do to pack our stadiums here in the U.S. and promote rugby in the U.S.?
is that for me?
That's for both of us. You want to go first? You want to go second?
What do I think we need to do? You can go first. Uh, it's an interesting question. Yeah, go ahead, Pink.
It's tough. There's a lot we need to do, right? Because right now we have a ton of, well, not a ton, but most of us are rugby players, and there's not a lot of rugby fans. Um, so making the game more appealing to watch is a difficult. I don't know how to do it. I do think there needs to be a lot more marketing. I know in San Diego they did a decent job marketing the team, but even then there was way more marketing for the lacrosse team that had just started. And not to shoot shots or anything, but it's just more people need to know. So however we can get the word out, we need to get the word out. That's really all I got.
I agree. I mean, I think the first step is that you need to broadcast it. You know what I mean? On on television or on some of these popular networks, just so people can be aware. You know what I mean? Because I know when I run into people and they ask me what I do and I tell them I play for the national team, they're like, "Man, we have a national team?" Like, I didn't
all
know,
the time.
rugby was a thing here in America. You know what I mean? So I think if we can at least get the word out through through television networks and stuff like that, I think then we can then begin to grow a more of an attraction towards the sport.
Yeah, for sure. Dubai is not too hot for us. Never said Dubai was hot. It's actually pretty mild.
I actually love Dubai as well. Dubai is great.
Yeah, but it's never been that hot. It's been kind of warm, but never noticeably hot. Who's the toughest split spock you've ever played against and why?
Werner, man.
Yeah,
just like just like Pinky stated earlier. Like the guy just has an engine and he doesn't stop.
Oh, and he's so annoying in the scrums.
Dude, it's
so annoying.
He just keeps going, man, and he's so good at what he does. Strong, fast, like everything that you need to be, a great rugby player. The guy has it in buckets. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would say Werner for sure.
Win some World Cup matches and you will get some fans. You got some. You're right, man. Got to win some games for sure. That's the first step. You nailed it.
I got a question for you. How did it feel to play in a World Cup on home soil?
The Sevens World Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that time.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was tough.
You broke my back.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
No, all good.
What about it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, y'all, but yeah.
Yeah, no, my head was not in that tournament. My head was in my back. I was just trying to get through and be able to play in that. I was not taking much more else in than that. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, if it just to have it in the U.S. whilst I was on the national team was just special. That was it. You know what I mean? Just to play in San Francisco was pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not just the fact that it's in San Francisco, it's just the fact that it's in America. You know what I mean? A World Cup in America. I thought it was just a surreal moment.
Why are you guys all being so mean today, Keenan? Be nice, buddy.
Emotional.
I like Old Glory. Heard of them through Beast. Oh, that's cool that you heard of them through Beast. Hopefully there's more of that happening. Oh, sorry, Keenan. You're good. Thought you were talking to me. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, hopefully MLR teams are able to get more support from the big names they signed, but then we also need more local players to start playing too. So it's a catch-22. We gotta sign some big names, hopefully get more fans like that, and then keep growing what we have here.
Yeah.
Bula bula.
Philly, what's up, man? Cheeky bastard. You've definitely played against him, Pinky.
Have I? Who is it?
Yes, for sure. He's one of the Fijian boys.
Okay.
You'll know once you see him. Philly, Bula, boss. Bula.
All right. Ty, you ready to get out of here?
Sure.
All right. Later, man.
All right, brother. Thanks. Appreciate it.